Hello, hope you're having a fantastic day. This video is going to show you how to create some paths in SimVascular. So I've already loaded some image data. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and check out the other video on loading image data. But I'll just show that here by displaying the point cloud. This is displaying certain values with points. You can kind of see the structure of an aorta here with the iliac branches. So I'm going to be going through how to create paths from just this simple structure here. Hopefully the GUI is pretty similar in the version you have. If it's slightly different, we can work that out and hopefully figure out how to get through that, but this is the current version I have. So like I said, I've already loaded the image data, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a path along this aorta all the way down here, and then I'm going to create another path for this other branch here. And that's kind of how our tree structure and path planning works in SimVascular. We create one path for one vessel, and then you're going to create branching vessels, you create new paths. So I'm going to start off here and in the Paths tab and create a new path with the path ID 0, and I'm just going to call it aorta. And create new path. And you can see our new path has showed up here. I'm going to turn off point cloud and turn on my inferior superior slice plane. And as you can see, I can scroll through that. Because my aorta is lined up well along this plane, I'm going to start kind of near the top here. And there's a few different ways to add points. If we go to this manual tab, you can do this show cursor under display options, and then you can drag this cursor around, and where this cursor is, if you want to add a point that way, you go ahead here and click add point to end a path, and that will add a point where this cursor location is. I don't usually like to do that. I usually turn off the cursor, and what I do is at the point on the image data slice that I want. So I want the center of this vessel. I click on the keyboard the button T, and that adds a point here. To display this point, we go here under display options, show points. As you can see, there's a little purple box here now where my point is, and that's just a good way to see how your path is progressing. So now I'm going to scroll along my image data. Again, click the center of the vessel, T. And that's basically what I do along the length of my vessel, all the way along, creating my path. Like I said, I got to this branching location. I'm only going to follow the one side of this vessel for now with my path. I'll go back and create a new path to get to the rest of that vessel. This is a pretty rough job. You're going to want to do a better job of this. I'm just trying to do this quickly so you can kind of see what's going on. So there's my first path. You can kind of see the points here, and if I want to see the path I've created, I can go show spline like that. And actually, you can manipulate your path if you click the spline here, you can move around certain points on your path and change the number of handles in your spline to pick and move around with this here. I'm not going to do that for now. I'm just showing you how to create the different paths. So like I said, for the other branch, I'm going to go ahead and create a new path. I give it a new ID here, the ID of 1, and I'm going to call it iliac. And create new path. My new path showed up here. And so that path disappeared because it's now not my current path. I've selected iliac. And I'm going to go back up here with my slice plane back to where it's branching off. And I'm going to start slightly above where it branches because when I create my different models for the different branches, I want them to intersect completely. And so if I start outside the branch, they're not going to intersect, and I can't create a valid, complete, closed surface. So I've added a point now. and I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, but for this other vessel. And so you can see here my spline is progressing as I'm adding these points. And I'm just going to finish it here. Okay, so that's simply how to create a couple paths. If I want to show all paths, there's all my paths for now. There's all my paths currently, and let's see how that lines up with the image data. And it looks pretty good. Like I said, I did a pretty rough job. Didn't select as many points as maybe should be for this model, but that's quickly how you create paths. If you have any questions, go ahead and post here or post in the forums. Hopefully this helps you get started in creating paths. All right, have a great day.